Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas Eve and I hope you've woken up to some really nice presents and you're having a wonderful day. I'm going to do your card reading today by using these cards by Doreen Virtue, the Loving Words from Jesus cards. Um, but just getting these out, it just kind of reminded me of this cute little story. When I was a little boy, a frightened little child of 12, I was sent to boarding school. My sister and I, we were both sent to boarding school. And it was a very kind of Christian evangelical school. It was in Mafeking in Bophuthatswana in South Africa. And one evening they had like this event at the school. It was like this fundamentalist reborn Christian type of like performance, or I don't know, lecture, speech or something. And there was this guy on stage and he was offering to save people on stage. To save these poor children on stage. And I was sitting in the auditorium. It was packed, like they had, hundreds of kids there. And my sister, she was a year ahead of me, and she was sitting, or 2 years ahead of me, she was 14 or something, and she was sitting a couple of rows in front of me, and she kept glancing back at me. She kind of kept this really close eye at me because she knew. She knew that I was a sucker for being saved. She knew that I was going to go for it. Because I was listening to this guy saying, oh my God, Jesus is going to reborn. Everything's going to be wonderful. Everything's going to be perfect. And I've always been a sucker for everything being perfect. I've always, if someone comes to me and sells something to me with the grounds of, your whole life will be wonderful, there's still a part of me that will hope that that's true. So my sister knew that I was susceptible to that kind of thing. And as I was getting up off my seat to go up on stage and to be saved, she intervened, she jumped up and she took me aside and she took me outside the auditorium. And we ended up outside somehow, and her friend, I even remember the name, her friend Graham Savage appeared, and he then took me for a cigarette. So my whole life changed. I went down a different path then. So I was taken for my first cigarette at age 12 instead of being saved by Jesus. There we go. So that was my experience. And I've never been at ease with Jesus. It's never, the whole, because the same evangelical school, it was very much that, gay people burn in hell for the rest of eternity. And I knew at 12. So, it's not Jesus's fault that his followers told me that, but just it strained the relationship, let's say. So these cards and Jesus and all of that stuff, it never just fills me with love. It also comes with hellfire for me. Despite what I know these days, it's kind of left me with that feeling. It's interesting, isn't it? Because on a rational, intellectual level, I know that God, and I'm much more comfortable with the concept of God or a creator, and we're all different, but I understand that there's love and stuff, but Jesus has never been accessible to me because of that, despite what I know as an adult. So let's see what the cards are. And I'm glad I don't use these cards all the time, because you'd have to hear that story over and over again. I'm sorry if I'm boring you. I don't mean to bore you. Let's see. First card. Peace be unto you, as my Father hath sent me. There we go. So the message is that we can have peace. Whether you believe or not, we can have peace. And I did the Course in Miracles a few years ago, and they spoke about Jesus as, the comforter in a way, that there's always comfort available to us no matter what is happening. And that is my experience. When I've been in the most painful, difficult things in my life, when I reach out and I pray and I say, God, please help me get through this, I've always been comforted, always. So that's a beautiful message here at Christmas, regardless of your circumstances, whether you're alone or whether you're in hospital or whether you're enjoying the day with family and friends and you're going for a wonderful meal. If you're upset, if you feel lonely, whether you are alone in person or not, just reach out and say, please help me get through this, and peace will be given to you. I'm with you always, even unto the end of the world. So that peace is always there for your whole life. As long as you exist, that's available, which is, wow. Finally, seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And again, that's a beautiful message, that it's really important what we focus on. And again, just a little anecdote. As long as I worked in my life for making a living and money was the goal, I had problems. I thought that I could achieve that by doing things that the world wanted me to do. So I was a journalist and I was a school teacher and I worked in lots of different jobs. It was when I sought the kingdom of God, which to me meant, what is it that I care about? What is it that I am really passionate about? What is the kingdom of God inside me? What is it that I have been put here for? And when I started to look at that, and I started doing it, and I started to ask for help and say, please guide me, show me what this kingdom of God is. What is it? Where's the door, basically? Then I was reminded that I'd always loved to do the tarot and astrology, and that was my one passion. And if I pursued that, there were no guarantees. I wasn't told if you pursue that, you're going to, be able to pay your rent or your bills. But I was told that do that. That's the step. You have sought, and we're telling you do a card reading. And that's what I did, and then things developed. So seek first the kingdom of God. You can you can substitute that with truth. Seek you first the truth. Seek you first your life purpose. Seek you first love, whatever. And his righteousness, the things the universe wants you to do, because the universe wants you to succeed and wants you to do well. So by seeking that, things will start to work more effectively. Things will become better. So that's all you need to do, and you will find what you're looking for. So it's a message of hope and of comfort. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas day. I hope you're enjoying some turkey if you're in the English-speaking world, or some goose, or some chicken, or some trout, or whatever it is, or salmon, or whatever it is you are having today. And let's give thanks for our blessings, because we are all very blessed just to have our health and not to be chronically ill, and to be able to speak on this day is a blessing in itself. So we've all got something to be grateful for. The shoes on our feet, the food on the table, the roof over our heads. And that's not corny, that is, I really believe that. Let's give thanks and be grateful, because when you're grateful, everything else is added to you. Gratitude creates more things to be grateful for. Worry and complaining, even though fun and never tiresome, that does not add more to you. So I'm going to keep it humble. The other thing I'm noticing is that he's got a little shawl on every day. Humility, I suppose. Realizing that we all need comfort at some time, that we're not all superhuman, and that if we reach out and ask for help, it will be given. Have a wonderful Christmas. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Have a great day, and all the best. What feels comfortable, and Libra is about being able to create positive, harmonious relationships and building a bridge between you and other people. If you're single, you